What
time?
We got to start over for you. Snuck up on me.
Turn on your mics, everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. I'm called to order the May 27th, 2025 work session for the city of Tenino. We have a few items on here to discuss. Hopefully it'll be quick and we can do reports and be done quick tonight. So the first thing on our work session is discussion from Friends of Tenino Park. In the past, I think they said 2019, we offered them discount pool yearly, or not yearly pool passes, but season passes that they would purchase for, I think in the past they purchased them for $75. The regular price is $100, and then they gave those to the low-income kids for summer passes. So they're asking to do this again. Like I said, they haven't done it since 2019. Like in the past, they did $75. Of course, they would like it anything if we offered anything lower, but that's what we've done in the past.
I thought we were charging
$100 is a season pass, and we've given those to 75 for 75.
like $200 for season pass. When I bought,
That was 125,
25.
and then it's 100 right if they're
Early bird. Early bird, yeah. Early bird's $100 and
okay, so
125.
125 then, okay.
So anyway, we have it on the agenda. If there's any discussion or anybody has any questions, we can talk about it now. Is there any?
I think we should do it.
Yeah, we've done it several, I think a couple
We
times.
didn't do it in 20 and 21
Because of,
because of COVID. We weren't open in 22 either.
Yeah. Is there any questions about it, what we've done in the past, or any concerns, or? Yeah. Like I said, it's on the agenda, so we'll have a chance to vote on it and do any further discussion we want to at that time.
I understand we had some funds left over in the pool fund from last season.
Yes.
Right? Not a lot, but something there.
Yeah, we had like 11,000, I think, is kind of what it showed at the end of the year. We spent some of that just, since we're getting ready. I think we have, last I looked on our budget was, I think $2,000 something, I think, or $3,000 around there that we still have starting balance, which is for the pool, for us, is good.
It's pretty
Well,
good.
it's-
Usually
There's
we're,
still
usually
splash
we're,
bash
usually
money,
we're
too.
starting out at nothing, so.
We still have money for the
Yeah.
pool.
Yeah, I definitely, we
The
can,
Splash Bash Committee does.
So yeah,
can
hopefully we'll
afford it.
have another good season like we did last year, because
Oh, we will.
we really did well last year.
We will. The pool is so nice.
So anyway, consider that, and like I said, it goes to the lower income kids that might not have access to use the pool. So I think it's a good thing
Yeah, it is.
for our community if we choose to do that. I'll skip down to discussion of vacant city properties, possible surplus. I just wanted to print these maps out, so if anybody wanted to go see where the properties are, look at them or anything, and see if there's any concerns. We found a couple more that we didn't realize, which is one that's on Sussex and Eureka. That's looks like it's about 10 feet wide and 100 feet long. Linda went by there and said it looks like it's an easement.
I think it's an easement.
But it shows on the county thing as a property. Green Street, obviously, that one we've talked about many times. The other one that I wasn't aware of, and I don't was on Houston Street and 9th. We talked about this a little bit as the very end of Houston Street, the south end of it. There's a lot there that we did a swap with another city member some time ago. I believe that's a nice buildable lot. The value on the county website, the county assessor has an assessment of $91,000 on
Well,
that
it's like
lot.
5,000.
Is it 5,000 some square feet?
feet?
So it's a nice size buildable
kind of
lot.
right there
So
on the bend.
this one should be,
What the hell?
I think, pretty, I mean, some of the other ones are kind of funky lots, but this one's just a
Should be.
standard building lot, it looks like, so.
Where is Scatter Creek in adjacent to that?
It's gotta be
Be over
down here
here,
quite a
over here.
ways, yeah. I don't think it's in any floodplain. I didn't see anything on there about floodplains or anything,
Okay,
but.
okay.
And then the other one is that triangle piece of property that, excuse me, where the bus stop is now. Another kind of odd shape, but the county assessor on that one also has a value of $91,000, which I can't imagine that on that one.
Well,
but,
I don't know,
Maybe, yeah.
a little 3-bedroom, 2-bath, older manufactured home in the park just sold for $110,000. I went, what?
Yeah. Anyway, I would appreciate, if you have any questions now, I'll try to answer them. But I would appreciate next meeting that we decide what we're gonna do with these, because I would like to get them, either say we're not gonna sell them or get them out there and sell them. We could use that fund to help with our financial situation. So please take a look if you wanna look at them, and next meeting we'll decide hopefully where we wanna go.
Partials on Eureka Street, are those buildable lots?
Which ones?
Eureka?
No, that's
I
an
don't think
easement.
so.
It's just
Oh,
an
it's just
easement.
an
That's a little
easement.
skinny
Okay,
thing?
let me show you something.
It's about the size of an alleyway.
Okay, this is it. Okay, go this way, coming in from Sussex. This is their fence right
Sussex
along
is
here.
over here.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is their fence, this house's fence right there.
Oh,
It sounds like the people at Eureka one, the people that live there already have their fence on
I'm looking
there.
and I'm like, is that a whole thing?
Yeah,
Excuse me.
Okay, got it.
A question on the last lot, the triangular MacArthur and Park.
Mm-hmm.
There was some talk about having a dog park there. Is that still in the works, or an idea somebody is willing to?
I
I don't
haven't,
know.
they were raising some money
I-
for it, but I
yeah.
haven't heard any
No,
more.
they raised money for the
For the
kennel.
kennel, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think,
So,
we
yeah.
haven't raised any money for a dog park.
Yeah.
Although it would work, it's why my daughter takes her dogs down there and lets them run,
Yeah, I
plays
think-
ball with them.
I think Public Works is tired of dogs running loose in the park. It'd be nice to have a designated place in the city for
Yeah,
that.
really, seriously, because
Yeah, they're
she
just.
knows better than to take them to the park for any reason.
Just so you know,
And
I
she
think
still
there's a,
picks up after 'em.
like everything else, you think it sounds like easy, just put a fence up and make it a dog park. I think what I've heard, other dog parks, there's so many regulations about having a dog park.
Really, maybe
Yeah.
that's why.
Yeah, it's crazy, well, from what I've heard, what you have to do to be an official dog park, but
It's crazy.
another one of those things, you don't realize sometimes it seems like it should be something simple and it ends up being, so,
Complicated.
yeah,
Or
much more
expensive.
complicated
That's
than.
when you ask for permission
Yeah,
and not
do it and then
forgiveness.
ask, yeah. Any other questions on the properties? Like I said, please, I know we've talked about this forever, so I'd just like to decide what we're gonna do
Nothing
and
yet.
get down the road, so, if we could. I know, there's a couple new,
Well, the new one, that one on Houston, though, I didn't know anything about it until
yeah, we dug
the
them up.
meeting
Yeah.
this morning, so.
Okay, I said we don't have a lot on this tonight. Request for council agenda for next time. Jeff, I know you want the gambling tax on there for the next agenda, right?
Correct. I've been looking at that and going through the public records that are available on the reporting that our local establishments do. The two categories are, if I require, stimulating beverage vendors, basically for-profit bars, and then the nonprofits. Landmark would be the only one in town that is for-profit. The nonprofits are primarily the VFW, the Eagles, and occasionally we get raffles from the
Race for
Community
Rowan.
Center and Race for Rowan are the ones that I've seen. So, looking at it and doing the math, and if the gambling activity continues, by raising that tax, we could bring another about $20,000 into the city, which I'd like to see go toward matching with the 75% police officer option that the state passed, and hopefully get us another police officer without impacting our budget
Significantly.
between the two of them. So
So you can bring together what you would want to the council, and we can have discussions, and, yep.
yes, so
The other one I want to put on there is the 0.01% public safety tax.
We need to
I want to
get
get
that
that
passed.
started. I'm going to ask our attorney, I would like to get it passed before, it's effective June
27th.
July 27th. So I'm going to see if we can pass it before and then have it effective the day that it's available. So we get that started right away. So I'm going to call our attorney to see if we can do that. If so, I'll try to get something put together to look at that, at least a first look at it. It's going to take 2 meetings, I'm guessing, to pass it. We'll have to have, a first hearing or a first reading and a second reading. So I will try to get that for the next meeting also.
And going back to the gambling tax, July 1st was the start of the third quarter, which gives us just enough time to have 2 readings in the month of June. So that's another thing, that if we're gonna do it
Okay.
as soon as we can, then we can have that ready, not have to wait till the end of the year, fourth quarter to
Yeah.
get that additional revenue.
I will say too, on the gambling tax, we've gone back and looked, we sent an initial letter to Landmark because I think when they changed ownership, I think either they didn't know or something happened and they didn't pay for a few quarters. They did pay the last quarter because we let them know, so they did pay the last quarter, so we're trying to go back and,
Yeah, they could
It-
lose their gambling license
Yeah,
if they're
they-
not up to, yeah, they
Yeah.
could.
so anyway, we're working to get
Good.
back on track with them too, just so
Good.
you all know what's going on there.
And I would like to have put on discussion on the temporary permit process.
Okay.
Temporary permits for what activity?
For a building, temporary signage permit.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, just when they're putting up a temporary sign saying, we're open for business, and their real sign has not arrived yet.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
we can talk more about it next meeting, I
Yeah.
guess, but, yeah, it was pretty costly for them to get a
Just
temporary.
put up a temporary sign, it costs a bundle.
What else? Anything else, just for the work session today? Anybody have
So-
any? I said hopefully we can get through all the reports and get right
Wouldn't that be
into our
nice?
meeting and get it done quickly.
Yeah, my dogs are outside, you guys, it's hot out there, so,
Okay, you guys ready to do reports?
yep.
Chamber of
You
Commerce,
go.
sorry. The Chamber launched the Experience Tenino marketing campaign on May 20th with an advertisement in the Experience Olympia and Beyond visitor newsletter. The campaign will promote attractions, events, organizations, and businesses. Those interested in participating should contact the Chamber at the website www.teninoacc.org. The next Chamber Lunch Forum will be Wednesday, June 18th at noon at the Sandstone Cafe. The Chamber is excited to support Jessica Rush and hosting the Arts WA Creative District convening on July 5th, 6th, and 7th. The Thurston EDC,
That's June 5th to 6th and 7th.
is it June?
Mhm.
Oh, it says July here, you must have, okay,
Right.
June 5th, 6th, and 7th. Thurston EDC, the EDC will be opening their satellite office at the Ag Park as soon as the furniture comes in, hopefully in 2 weeks. Study, next meeting will be held June 20th, 8 a.m. at the Bucota Community Center.
Yep.
That is the report from the Chamber. And EDC, Arts Commission, the library is not here. Civil Service, nobody. Finance Committee, we didn't meet. You guys have
We're
anything you
gonna
want
meet
to
on
say?
the 10th.
Yep.
I don't
Any,
have
any comments or questions? We met and just talked about our,
Not the finance
well,
committee.
finance was the 10th, yeah.
Yeah, finance is the 10th.
And Mayor, I'd like to note for the citizens that we've been having our finance meetings quarterly up to this point. And I think everybody's happy that we've reached a place of financial stability where we can do them monthly and stay on top of things. So thank you
Yeah.
for getting that going.
I will just, I guess this is a good place I was going to do it, but since we're talking about finances, we did have a conversation with, what's his name? I always forget his name. From our.
Chad?
Chad, yeah. I don't know why I can't remember that name after think. We're close to getting our report done, apparently. We talked about this, but it's due the end of this month, the 30th. I think the thing that's holding this up right now is there's some questions on some of the grants and some of the reporting on the grants that we're having to go back and try to figure out to get a proper report done. Nancy has stepped in to help him because he was struggling with some of that, so she's really working on getting those up to date. So hopefully we can get that in on the 30th and should be done. But I don't know, you can tell us in your update if there's any changes, but we're really working hard to get that thing done by May 30th. But there's a little bit of a struggle with some of those grants and the reporting and stuff, so we're trying to work through that. Planning Commission?
Good evening.
It is, isn't it?
It's very nice. It's a very nice evening. Okay. All right. Last Planning Commission meeting, we voted to recommend Valerie Roberts as our final addition to the Planning Commission. We'll now have a full Planning Commission, which will be outstanding. She was a great candidate. We got to talk with her for a little bit at the last meeting, and we're very impressed. So excited to recommend her. We also talked a significant amount about the community survey that went out. As of the time of the last Planning Commission meeting, we had 83 total responses. Most of those were complete. And I just wanted to point out a couple of quick notes for everybody in case the council goes and looks at some of the results. So let's see, 53%, so half of those who responded have lived in Tenino for more than 10 years. And so they've seen some of these issues. So I take a lot of the critiques or the criticisms in here seriously myself, because, you know, if somebody's been here for 10 years, they've kind of seen those pinch points around the city. So we're not entirely surprised by some of the results of the survey. It was kind of more of a validation of what we were kind of already thinking. Let's see, so looking over here, some of the top community priorities, obviously maintaining a safe community, improving streets and intersections, supporting a vibrant commercial downtown, and preserving historic buildings. Again, you know, nothing super surprising. That's kind of what we all anticipated. Let's see here. People like the small community feel. They love the historic identity and the parks and the safety and low crime in the city. Again, that's going back to people love to maintain a safe. Let's see. One of the big things that we've talked about on the Planning Commission is housing preferences. So what kind of homes do people want to see in the city? What kind of development should we encourage? And this was a little bit surprising to me, just at the response that we got here. Single family homes are the most preferred housing style all around. 83% of people prefer a single family home. There's another housing type, cottage style housing. Those are much smaller. Usually it almost looks like one developed piece of property with smaller, almost condo sized homes.
They used to be called starter homes.
Yes, yes. Well, and that goes back to sort of this whole housing discussion. How do we incentivize homes that we would consider starter homes, right? It's one of the big suggestions that we have in a different place of the survey. People are interested in more affordable housing. How do we get that, right? And that's something that we've thought about over and over again. And you know,
does anybody try to explain what affordable housing is?
No, it's a buzz. We haven't tried to quite flesh that out yet. It's a kind of a buzzword, but yeah, I think there's definitely some discussion that could be had there. But again, so housing and the other one that I thought was one of the great things that people called out was lack of sidewalks. So people are really interested in having sidewalks, especially, and maybe even a crossing point down by the grocery store. That is a notoriously terrible place to try to cross the highway.
I think there were a couple answers about the condition of the sidewalks.
Yeah.
Also. Yeah.
Yes. So those are some of the things that I thought, okay, these keep coming up over and over again: sidewalks and housing options. So other than that, many of the people that responded to the survey plan to stay in Tenino long term or for life. So that was one of the things that I specifically wanted on the survey was, if we're looking, you know, it could be tackling issues that come up on the survey could be different depending on if people plan to stay here for 2 to 5 years or if they're going to stay here for life. And so it was fascinating to me to find out most people do plan to stay here for life, although they did caveat that by saying it really depends on taxes, affordability, and the impacts of growth as the city grows. So,
Yeah. Most of them want to keep it the way it is, not growing too fast.
yeah,
That's what I got out of that survey anyway.
yeah, exactly.
I don't think people realize when they say we want sidewalks, it's, you know, I think code-wise, I believe that it's usually done, the city does half and the property
Developer.
owner does part for that kind of infrastructure. I don't think they realize when they say we need sidewalks, they probably think the city's gonna do it all, but that's usually not the way it goes. So,
Yeah.
and that's a pretty big expense.
Oh yeah,
What
I
was
can
what
imagine.
was it, somebody said one time that one block of sidewalks could be up to $1 million to get one block of sidewalks.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, it is crazy, but
Yeah.
it's,
Worst part about it is regulations. You say you want to tear up an old sidewalk to put a new one in.
yeah,
We actually tried to do that here 10 years or more ago, and we had to cut back all the way down to one block because the Fed said you must do this, you must do that, you must do this, you must do that.
cost too much.
Otherwise, we'd have had a good portion of the downtown with new blocks, new sidewalks.
Right over, directly behind the shop,
Mhm.
and right straight over that block. And it, Bob Roy owns a house right there on the corner at Greenhouse. And he's got this huge, big, I think it's a maple tree, and the roots have just
Torn up the side.
upended that sidewalk. Well, he would have to cut that tree down if they were gonna replace that sidewalk.
Mhm.
So, and you know, the homeowners are not gonna wanna do that kind of thing, so, yeah,
So,
it's a
Well, it just
problem.
comes to money.
yeah, a lot of it comes down to money and
Yeah.
what's the priority, right? So, anyway, that's the report. Unless anybody has questions.
No? Thanks,
All right.
Adam.
Thank you.
Adam Carney. Yes.
Just like the Irish spell it.
Public Safety Committee, you guys meet at all?
No, nothing.
Public Works,
Public Works, they have issued the bid to Lakeside.
Yeah,
They were they were the most reasonable. They're working on the pool because there were tiles that needed to be repaired, but
Little warranty work.
it's warranty work. The other one, they had some feedback and questions about the bus stop.
yeah.
It is not, Troy wasn't sure who moved it.
Yeah.
who
Since it wasn't us.
requested it moved, but it's not ADA compliant. You can't be ADA compliant with all the gravel that's
well,
there.
and it's, there's no sidewalk there.
There's no sidewalk.
There's no
For them
sidewalk,
to
you're
step on,
right.
to step up into the bus,
Yep.
yeah.
That's right.
I have actually complained, I'm gonna forward it to TRPC.
Yeah.
I didn't really know who to send it to, but, I think it was,
Give it to John.
yeah.
Give it to John.
It was specifically about,
lifeguards are-
I'm not here, so I don't hear any of it.
I think
Lifeguards, what?
The lifeguards are all hired.
Oh, yay.
Baseball fields, the work will begin on that drainage in June. The street out there will probably the last week of June, because they
Yeah,
want to
that's
make
what
sure
he
the
said.
school was out and everything. They have the pickleball and basketball court going in. And they have the screens at the sewer plant.
We know.
Yeah, and this year they will be hauling sludge out.
Jeff, did you have anything you wanted to add to that? I have a couple things I wanted to just let
Yeah,
you and the public know.
Public Works' opinion is the bus stop ought to use the existing bus stop by the park where there is a shelter and restrooms. Maybe we need to look at enhancing that if it doesn't quite meet the transit.
Right there by the
needs.
kiosk,
I think so.
Yes. that's
right by
where
the
it was.
entrance.
I think
Yes,
that's where
right at the
Troy said
entrance.
that's
that
where he
makes more
wanted it,
sense.
wanted it in the first
Yeah,
place.
that makes more sense than where it is now. I went by there today, coming back from the cemetery, and it's just stopped there. It's just stopped. There's no indication
But, yeah, it's just, yeah.
of why, you know, yeah.
Are you done?
I'm
Yes.
done.
I just wanted to add this for public's information, and then if anybody else didn't know it, on the paving project, the bid for that was just a little more than half of what we expected. Everybody is really surprised on what the bid came in at.
Yeah, really.
So the plan is now to try to get a change order on that, to be able to do more. I forget how many feet we had put in the original. I think it was like a quarter mile or half a mile or something,
Something like
but we're gonna try to expand that to take full advantage of that grant and be able to do more of that road. So
How
that's
close
a
is
great,
that- How close will that get us to our city limit?
I don't know. I don't know how many more feet they said they could do. We'll have to, when
Currently, he said it was from Houston Street to the sewer.
the wastewater treatment plant, so
Oh.
it's all close
So
to
if they
getting
can
it all.
go
Yeah.
further than that, that's
If
great.
Yeah, he was hoping that they could
Yeah.
change and go all the way to the egg park,
Yeah,
but he didn't know.
yeah. We'll have to go, we'll bring it back to you and let you know exactly what it was. I also wanted to just update that we talked about today with Troy, those screens, you know, I've always heard, oh, it's gonna be about $300,000 to replace those. That's the number they've always thrown out there.
Mhm.
Troy said it's nearing $1 million. And we're putting in for a grant, emergency grant from Ecology to try to pay for that. But yeah, so,
They have to do a design plan and
re-engineer and everything.
re-engineer every time they replace them. Now, does that make sense? Doesn't make sense to me.
So
Why do they
anyway,
have to do
significant
that?
Doesn't
cost,
make sense to me.
but they're looking at trying to get this Ecology, I think he said was just opening up their grant period for emergency grants. So we'll see what happens, but that's just, the cost is huge. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So just be aware that that's something that's gonna be out there.
Discontinued the others, you
but-
can't get them.
Yeah, keep our fingers crossed that we get that
Oh,
emergency
yeah.
loan.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my. So this is gonna happen again if we went, the next time you have to have
He,
them
he
replaced.
said probably 5 to 7 years it will happen again.
Yeah, I think they've lasted a lot longer than we thought they were.
Lot
Because
longer.
we've
I
talked
think
about for
they've been-
years,
they've been-
saying,
They've
yeah.
been repairing them, I think, so.
So that's what he said.
Yeah.
These are the
What did he
originals.
say?
Yeah, there's
Bubble
original, so
gum
they've lasted quite a bit longer than I think what they expected them
That
to
still
last. but
doesn't
still.
make sense that they have
Yeah.
to do a design plan every time they replace them.
Anything
They would
else?
say- They would say because they become obsolete.
Yeah,
We
that's
don't
what
make
they-
it.
yeah, that's
They
We
don't
don't
make
make
them.
them anymore.
Yeah,
Have
that's
to
what he
redesign
said.
the whole
Exactly
system.
what he said.
Yeah.
They are obsolete, they don't make them anymore.
You should just get a couple sets of them when you buy them.
Yeah,
So you have
We'll
replacement,
take two.
have a spare. Okay, staff reports, chief of police, we met this morning, he didn't have anything. I will let you know, I authorized him to start looking for a third officer, so that's in
He's
the
got-
process.
he's got one.
But, so anyway, that's in the works, didn't have anything to report that was, I think, no real intense activity to report. Public Works, kind of heard what they had to say. Code enforcement and building inspector, I haven't heard anything from them. Park specialist, Jessica, she didn't really say anything today that I heard. Something, I'll pass this one on because was a concern of hers that she talked to me about today, just to put it on your radar. She would like to have a bit more formal process about placing things in the park. You know, we did authorize that bench to be placed there, but we really didn't go to her and ask her for any, I mean, I think we just voted yes, and, you know, there was not much thought from her that's responsible for overall park.
She wants input.
Yeah, So that, and she thinks we should have like a design standards for things, like a bench. If we're gonna allow benches, let's have a bench that's authorized so there's consistency in the way they look versus just anybody coming in and having a bench of, you know, whatever. So she has some ideas that she would like to move forward, bring forward and try to clean up our process of adding things to our park. And I kind of agree. Like she said, our park is really not supposed to be a monument park. You know, some people want it to be natural and not have anything like that in our park. So there's probably a balance there. But we just need to put some thought into how we want to make sure that we keep our park, how we want our park to look and how we want to, when things like this come up, how we want to deal with them.
Some deliberation for all these good ideas,
Yeah.
is what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, like I said with the bench, I think I mean, we voted that and it's fine, but we could have put a little more thought into it. I think looking back on it now, we probably should have had a
yeah.
little bit better design and what exactly how it was
Well,
going to
please, no
the
pictures.
process. Yeah. So anyway, we'll get better. I told her we'll fix it and get some better ways to do things there. So anyway, look forward to that. Clerk treasurer.
I think you covered that Chad is getting ready to close 2024 this week. And I don't want you guys to think, I mean, this is pretty normal. There's many other entities in the county that wait until the last day to close their books for
Yeah, so
the
they can
previous
justify
year.
their bill.
Well, I'm not going to comment on that.
That's okay, I've been commenting for years.
As the mayor said, I am working on grants for Chad, and I believe he was in contact with Jessica and Rana, or Rana maybe, earlier this week or last week regarding some information he needed to finish up. Let's see, what else are we working on? The amortization schedule for the loan repayment. We've been working on that because it has to be split between the 4 funds in the same portion that we borrowed from. So, and there haven't been any payments yet made, so we need to decide how we're going to move forward with that. So that'll take a little bit of work to, portion that out. We talk about anything else? I don't think so.
Have we received our second half yet?
I'm sorry?
Our second half of state funding?
I can't hear you.
Have we received our second half of funding yet? The second
Second
year's half? We get a chunk of money at the beginning of tax dollars, and then in the middle of
In
the
May?
year.
We got the first
Yeah,
half.
we got,
The first half comes in May.
Okay,
the
Second half comes in
doesn't come till October, right?
Okay.
November.
November, yeah.
so we got the first half
We
then.
got the first half. Yep.
Yeah, as mayor told me earlier today, I think there's a little bit that trickles in next month, maybe. But we
People
got
are late paying, so
Yeah.
it comes in more.
the largest portion of it today, this month. So that's about all I have. Does anybody have any questions?
I would just say one other thing that we're finding quite a bit is just coding things in the budget when we're looking at things. So we're trying to clean up the coding to make sure it reflects accurately where money came from and where it went. So it seems
Yeah.
like every time we get into something, we see that today we were looking at what we're looking at today.
Yeah, I have a couple items for later that
So,
we need
yeah.
to
Anyway, she's going to bring those up during the regular meeting for approval. So,
fix up. So,
yeah.
anybody else?
Quick note for me, and I'll probably say this every council meeting. I'd like to see at some point the city have a 5-year plan for our budgets going forward, so we're not surprised. In my mind right now is the contract with Miles Sand and Gravel for the property we purchased out there, and the $200,000 that, if I'm correct, we still owe them, right?
Could, I think.
Or could, or may, or whatever. But to have that kind of included as we go forward, a plan how we're going to pay that and when, kind of thing. And I know you're busy now. I know we're still getting on top of things.
Well, there is an outline of a 5-year plan, but I don't know that it's detailed enough that it would have a lot of meaning at this point, especially before we get 2024 finalized and can move on. But
Yeah, no rushing here. I'm just a reminder that this is something I
Yep.
think is important for our city.
oh, of course. Yeah. Anybody else?
No.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Nancy Reddick.
Okay, mayor's report. I've been spending a lot of time here just helping go through. When we have questions, there's been a lot coming up, so I've been doing that. We have tomorrow, just so you know, is the grand opening out at the Ag Park, 2:30 to 4:30. Everybody's welcome. I think everybody should have got an invitation. Parking is going to be short out there, so if you plan on going, we're going to try to do something. I'm going to try to shuttle some people out there so we don't have to, everybody have their own car because they're planning on quite a few people. So if you can, come here. You don't have to, but just we're trying to do the best we can.
2 o'clock?
2:30.
2:30?
It starts.
It starts at 2:30, so yeah, probably start heading out there about 2 o'clock, I would guess, and get
Take
out
my
there.
bike.
Take your bike. Good idea.
So talk to Aslan about that today. That's going good. In June, Nancy, is it June? We're going to is that when the conference is? Yeah. End of June, towards the end of June, we're going to
AWC.
the AWC annual conference. I think that'll be a great one
Is
for
it the
Nancy.
budget one?
Yeah. There's budget talks there, but it's overall, many subjects come up there. I think I told you they asked me to talk a little bit about grants, and so I'm going to be with another person talking about grants. And let's see what else. Those are the big things. We've just been trying to get the budget settled and kind of get on track with keep up at all the daily duties, which again, I will say everybody's been doing a great job of stepping up and getting stuff done when it needs to somehow, one way or another. Oh, courts. I wanted to let you know, the county was supposed to get back with us last week. Didn't hear from them. I did get a note saying she was going to make it a priority for this week to get the costs for courts. I think they just took over Olympia, so I think the only courts in the county right now that will be doing their own courts is us, and
Really?
everybody else in the county is using the county for court services now. So we'll see what they come back with. I'll also add that our attorney has found us a prosecutor. He's out of Grace Harbor County, so I have a couple questions about travel time and those kind of things, because they'll be traveling a little bit further than our current one.
They couldn't find one here in Thurston County?
They haven't found anybody in Thurston County yet. He's willing to, even if we stay here, do it for us. He's a little bit cheaper than our current prosecutor. He's $325, I think. Rhonda said our current one is $350 or $375. I forget what she said their cost is. So, and if we go to the county, he's willing to move there and do it, because our current prosecutor doesn't want to go do Thurston. If we go to Thurston County, they don't want to travel that far from Chehalis, they said. So, anyway, we got a good lead on the prosecutor, I think, pretty firm on that. And so we're just waiting on the county to see what they come back with. And I think we also have a pretty good possibility for a public defender. So those are really the two things we need to provide to move to the courts. So hopefully we'll hear next week on what the cost is, and that might be on our agenda for next week if they come back with something.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
The 10th.
Any questions? Liaisons, be that?
BDAT has two events coming up. The first is Mondays in Bucota at the community center. They have an event there this coming Monday, the 2nd of June. Also, they're going to be at the Creative Market Saturday, the 14th of June. They'll have a booth there with the usual activities for kids and whatnot. Something to look for when you're out walking around.
That's it. Okay. Solid Waste Advisory Board.
That meeting is next week.
So TCOM, 911, nothing. School Board.
The school's little note there. We're at the end of the school year. Tenino High School graduation is going to be June the 13th, and the 8th grade, their promotion ceremony is going to be June 16th at Tenino Middle School. Last day of school, June 17th.
Yeah. Went fast.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're awful deep into June.
Yeah. TRPC, I don't think I have anything.
Yeah, we didn't have anything. Everything that would have been reported was reported when Katrina was here.
Yeah. Thurston County Commissioner's Office, I don't think anything there. Legislature, I guess
It's over.
it's over.
Yeah.
So
Well, and actually, the bills that we wanted,
or passed,
the
yeah.
city passed, so
So, yeah.
we're happy about that.
So yeah, we'll be planning on looking to apply for those grants when they open up. I guess they're
The
gonna.
end,
They're,
it's the end of July, it's 90 days after the,
so
after
hopefully
the-
they'll have the process figured out by then. If not, there may be a little bit delay before they open
I
up.
think the way the chief talked today, that they have got their
Already got it.
ducks in a row. We just have to pass that tax before they can apply. So, that's our
Okay.
part of it.
We got
Yeah,
still got 20
1/10
minutes, so
percent.
go for a walk.
Was it they used to say in the service?
Maybe smoke
Smoke
them
'em
if you
if
got
you
'em.
got 'em.
The smoking lamp is lit.
Yeah, smoke 'em if you got 'em.
You want to do any announcements since we're just sitting here? Does anybody got any announcements that they want to do? We can.
Gonna make it? You okay? Hi there.
How you doing there, Marvin?
Come on in, Marvin.
Haven't seen you in a long time.
I have one announcement.
Okay.
This coming Saturday at the Eagles, there is going to be a comedy show, stand-up troupe comes in. They did it earlier this year, and it was well-received, outstanding show, and a lot of fun for everybody. So I think there's a dinner with it too. So if you've got a free Saturday evening, you might check with the Eagles and see what you need to do to get yourself some tickets for that.
Very nice.
September
I took a home
13th is
in.
the first responder potluck barbecue over at the school.
Excellent.
Hmm?
Said excellent. Now we got 18 minutes. We took all 2 minutes for announcements. See you later. Thanks for coming in.
Bye, Adam.
Yeah. 80 degrees tomorrow, they say.
Yes.
Nice
80,
day.
in the mid-80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta show you something. Okay, let's see. How do I do that here? So, yeah. Okay. My sister and brother-in-law.
It is. Our regular meeting's at 7:30. We're just talking. We're
We have
just
a
having
work session, just kind of
She,
routine reports
she
and
and her
whatnot.
husband did
It
a
starts
trip.
at 6:30.
and went back to Virginia and to spread his mom's ashes up in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Where, they had their summer home.
Thank you.
And then came around and went to Quebec City. And they found the Pat Nude, the original Pat Nude
Oh, yeah.
house. So I'll show it to you. She said it's still in such good condition, and it was built in like 1700.
It's amazing. I don't know what's going on.
Can you tell she does Wardle?
Yeah.
I'm sorry? No. I don't know, it's never come up.
There it is, right here.
Oh, that is cool. Cool rock.
Yeah, look at, this is the front entrance. Look at
That's
this.
amazing. I love that house like that.
That's the Patton house. That's my dad. My maiden name is Patton.
Now, who's was this like your great grandfather or
My
something?
great-great-grandfather.
Great-grandfather.
They landed in Quebec in 1630.
Wow.
From Normandy,
Where's this
France.
one?
This is in Longueuil. It's in Canada, it's in Quebec, but it's not, I think it's closer to
Oh,
Montreal.
so you're Canadian.
Yeah, French.
Especially, you might watch out, Trump. Trying to send you back home.
Yeah, he might. Yeah, look at how it's made. I mean, it's
That's
just
amazing,
still
isn't
old,
it? Yeah.
but
Oh,
she
that's
said
cool,
it's
too.
in really good condition.
Yeah.
Of course, people have
somebody
kept
living
it
there
up.
now, or is
Yeah,
it-
yeah, yeah. And it's just her husband's a little more shy than my sister. And she just got out of the car and walked
walked
up
up
and
there
he
and
said,
knocked
"What
on
are
the-
you doing?" She said, "Well, I'm gonna knock on the door." So
That'd be
she knocked
me
on
and
the
my
door,
wife. She just
told
does,
them who
yeah.
she was, and they said, "Well," and then she said the guy was just wonderful. Just talked to him. And she said, "Do you speak any English?" He said a little bit, but he took him on a tour and
Oh, that's really cool.
speak a lot of French up there, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad's family's got a historic home in Olympia, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those old houses.
Have you,
I don't like that.
when you go downtown Olympia, go to the alleys, still have the brick streets that my
Uh-huh.
great-grandfather put there.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, my great-grandfather. Yeah, he was crazy.
Because they are not for profit, charity.
In fact, his brick kiln was where the armory is now.
Classified as, not for profit or.
Another thing, heard they're making that in, that armory in Olympia,
it's
they're making
gonna
like an arts thing.
You ought to go in there and look at the floor.
Yeah, they redoing it.
Well, I don't know what they call that, but it's,
They have a different category.
it's
different
the
license
ends of the boards
for their,
Oh, really?
their art.
is what you see.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's,
It's not like they're laid flat, they're like
no,
on the end like
they're
this.
like this.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's
The
crazy.
person that's gonna be on our planning commission, that's what she's doing that.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's like the, yeah, she was very, sharp. I was very impressed with her, resume and, yeah, she's got really interested in arts and doing stuff like that in communities. So I think she'd be a great asset for the
Yeah.
planning commission.
Yeah.
With, internally at VFW or according to the state? State or the organization?
Price today?
Just know that they're gonna license types and not a stimulant.
That's good too. That's good. Show you the- she's,
I said me,
I
that's
think
nice.
And their tax is a little bit different too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I could see.
I just
go tell her she has to speak closer. You're gonna tell her she needs to speak into the microphone.
You've got a social power license also.
Just for her.
It's a learning curve. We still can't get it right all the time.
I have a loud voice, you should be able to hear me anyway.
Everybody here can hear you. It's Rana that objects to not hearing you.
What do you need right now? Of your office? Yeah. I did the meters, or I loaded the meters so that they get the reads. So they'll be doing reads. I think they started today and tomorrow, so I'll know more tomorrow when I can do the billing.
Oh, okay.
Are you gonna come in and fold?
I do.
And if it, you know, if you have other things to do, that's okay. Don't ever feel obligated. I mean, I enjoy
Well,
your company.
My daughter's coming tomorrow night.
Okay. Yeah, we won't be doing.
Yeah.
I would gander.
Probably not until the first or second.
Yeah, we'll be
Yeah.
after that.
The second is on a Monday,
Is it?
next Monday.
Well, no, we're not,
Huh?
we're not open on Monday.
So it'll be the
Right.
second.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
It'll be the third.
Yeah.
I love these things.
You still have your dog, or did you find a home for
And
him?
like I said, if you have something
Yeah.
so you
They're
can't,
out in the backyard right now.
Oh, that's what you're, hey.
She says, I'll call you this weekend, but she evidently was busy because I didn't get a call.
Hey, what are you gonna do? We're not gonna take them to it.
my daughter,
Yeah, apparently, yeah, I know.
They're used to us, you know.
That's the same thing. My son had a big old lab that, you know, when they were single, you know, they got a little baby and this dog just knocks it, you know, trying to learn to walk.
Yeah, oh,
And it was
yeah.
like, so we inherited this lab. It's like, let's see if we can find a home for him. But I know sure that it's just gonna be ours now.
Of course,
Yes.
look at this. These are dogs that they're trying to give us back to.
His legs up over his head.
This is it for Grand Mountain?
so,
down here in the college.
she wants to be ultrasound tech,
With his,
but
that's,
the program, the closest one to home.
yeah, pictures in the paper, in the Rochester paper, and I mentioned it
Yeah.
in the memorial ceremonies historic.
That's the closest schooling.
Is that the
Yeah,
only
there's been a
place
lot
that
of
you can
Eagle Scout projects around,
become
but this is as impressive as
X-ray
I've
dad?
seen in a long
I
time.
don't know, I think
We
we
should,
that.
we should,
I think he
I think we love that attention and investing in it.
Well, so she was looking into Wyoming, she had looked in all the programming in Wyoming.
is that in the
Oh, this is for her too.
Yeah.
she did hers through the Central College.
We're just waiting until 7:30. That's our official start time. We're not just hanging out here for, yeah.
Who's doing some
Who's this? Who is this?
That's Valerie. Yeah, she's the one that's gonna be on it. We're gonna vote on.
I used to be an extra.
See, I always wish that would happen.
Yeah. I just couldn't happen to fall in. You know, sometimes just the right place at the right time. Yeah. When I went to work for, I was hired for the accounting department, it was short staffed. The first week I was there, she was second to the extra department.
The stone monument at the foot of the main flagpole was carved by the Tenino stone cutters.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's got, it's about 3 and a half, 4 feet high. It's got a pair of boots and a helmet, and there's probably a relief of a rifle.
Oh, I saw that on Facebook.
Oh my God, there's a big fire in Central Oregon.
What happened? Oh, I saw that. Yeah, in Oregon, it's already starting them fires down there.
Creek, 2,000 acres. God, I just
Yeah,
got so
they
sad.
were great. Yeah, they were both good.
Yeah. Wow.
Oops.
Big park opening tomorrow at 2:30 will be the photo that I will take that will go with the city council for this meeting.
TRPC is taking their first glance at, the region transportation plan, so if you guys have anything you want to say. That's our only real action item.
For the next meeting.
Yeah. June 6th.
This is ridiculous. My,
I don't know either. I think you just wait till she says she's retiring, because you don't get a straight answer from her.
she told me it was gonna be the end of June.
Yeah,
That's
that-
what she said.
Nancy helped her look at her retirement thing and told her she got $80 more a month if she waits till June, end of June, I think. Because it's depending on when you
That's good.
retire. Yeah, that's quite a bit for waiting a couple more months.
She would
She'll get $80 more a month if she waits till end of
$80
June.
more a month, that's a significant amount. And then you think of the cost of living increases, and that would really make a big difference, yeah.
So, yeah.
I think if you move that way, you'll be out of the sun.
That's a standard.
It's kind of nice on the camera. It's like,
Gotta sit with your head like this.
I know, it's supposed to, though.
The only other one, and you can't really do anything, is a horse with the boots and backwards.
Yeah. They had a Kennedy.
It's, 400,000, is that our payment for the, waste payment?
Yeah, this is the wastewater treatment plant, their payment. So the other payment, I think there's two on there, one's 53,000. This is the last year for this one, and then the rest of it is the annual monthly. This one is we have one more year on this one. We will have this one paid off in next year.
I got out
So
of the E4.
significant reduction in the cost after next year.
Is that gonna change water rates?
I think I'll probably have to build up our funds so we have a little, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking anyway.
made it to third class, you know?
Hmm?
You made it to third class if you were an E4.
2 minutes, getting close.
I said, you made it to third class then if you were an E4.
Yeah, same.
There you go. Not happy they're outside. We'll get
It's
quick.
so hot. You know, they love being outside, but it's too.
When it's warm like this, yeah.
Because on the ship
I don't think this will take very long, so we'll get you out of here quickly.
And when I got into reserves, every time I walked on board that ship, I was senior credit officer. So I didn't need it. And they wouldn't get out, not because they won't go on a transfer for something that they wouldn't do.
I know my husband, he had made me send him. But I think to accept these, you have to accept the transfer. He had 23 years in. Yeah, that's.
Guess what? They killed my
Oh. Wait, you were a signalman?
Yeah, they don't have us
Some-
anymore.
No, they don't. Because that's what my son was too. Yeah.
Death. After you get all of the stuff, there's nothing else to learn.
Right.
They bored me to death.
Yeah, you're right. There's just,
There's legends of signalmen that when somebody's setting flash.
Okay, it is 7:30. I will call to order the regular meeting of the City Council for Tuesday, May 27th, 2025. Please rise for this flag salute. John, you want to lead us?
Yes. Please join me with one mind, one heart, as we pledge allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. Approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
I want to add to the consent calendar. I forgot to have him put this on here. Jason Lawton did call and said he was out of town today, so it's on the consent agenda. I'm going to add his approval.
Then I'll take back my motion. Linda's going to take back her second. Then we make the motion to accept the amended agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the amended agenda, adding Jason Lawton absence. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Approval of minutes.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from 5/13/2025. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. That is passed. Sorry. Consent calendar. Consent calendar for May 14th, 2025 through May 27th, 25, consisting of payroll EFTs in the amount of $48,009.02, claims checks 33,306 through 33,334, and EFTs in the amount of $532,181.87 for a grand total of $580,190.89. We do have a liquor and cannabis license for Tenino Cannabis Company, and Jason Lawton's absence.
No approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent calendar as presented.
Need to correct that.
You put checks 3333 and 3334.
Okay,
It's
so checks 33306 through 33334.
well, this one on here says,
Okay. It
Does that say
says
something?
3 here.
yeah.
Oh,
At the end
3-3.
instead of
So maybe, I
3-4.
think one was added.
Yeah, they added one at the last moment.
Okay.
Okay.
So what she done, okay.
I think it was too, because I signed one last minute that she brought to me after I had signed all the others.
The
Uh,
approval,
it's been-
was what you reported.
What I-
That was on here.
Yeah. So it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I'll just, for the public's information, that's a big amount of money this time, and that's because we paid our loan payment on our sewer treatment plant, which is $400,000, so that's why we're much higher than we usually are. No executive sessions, presentations, public comments. Any public comment?
Wait a minute, you've got a cannabis license.
Oh, that's a part of the consent agenda. I read that
That's
one.
part of the, you did?
Yeah.
Tenino Cannabis Company?
Yes, that's the cannabis place that's right by the shop there
Right.
that got robbed and
Yep.
smashed. They're opening back up.
Yeah.
Okay, so public comments? Public comments? Old business. Last meeting, we talked about the Tenino Arts request to waive the special event fees. There was some question whether we passed or something that said we weren't going to do that anymore. I've gone back and looked through, cannot find anything that we passed, anything that said we would not waive fees. Elaine took a second look, we could not find anything. I believe we did talk about it, but I don't think we formally
never-
voted.
I don't think we
So
did.
I'll just say that we did waive the fees for the market, I think, for the year. So
Yeah.
I'll leave it up to the council, but there was nothing that I could find that we made any official statement that we were not going to waive fees anymore.
Move to approve the waiving of fees for the Tenino Arts and Stone City Arts Festival for 2025.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to waive the special event fees for the Tenino Arts Stone City Arts Festival. Is there any discussion? I will say if we want to make that a consideration, if we want to, somebody can bring that up. More than willing to discuss that going forward. So do I have to call it? Did I ask for the question already? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Sorry, I was thinking 5 different things in my head. New business. Friends of Tenino purchased pool passes for 2025. In 2019, the Friends of Tenino purchased discounted pool passes and provided those to kids in the school district that met the criteria for, I think, low income with the school district, or got free lunches. I forget what the criteria they used to pass
It was
them
free
out.
lunches. is
Free
what I read.
lunches.
Yeah.
So they've come back to us this year. They would like to do this again. The normal cost of those passes, I believe, is $125 if you buy it regular time. We have the early bird price right now is $100 for those passes. In the past, we sold them to them for $75. Of course, for them, the cheaper they can get them, the better, but that's what we've done in the past. So we can set it, we didn't put an amount in here, so we can have some discussion, and maybe if there's a motion to do this, we can have some discussion of what we want to sell them.
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve
We
the
do-
Friends of Tenino pool passes, so we want to discuss what we want to charge, and do we want to stick
Well,
with the
I think
75?
75 is fine, yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so they'll purchase them for a discounted rate of $75 and provide those. I don't know how many they're going to ask for this year, but
That's a family pass, correct?
is it a
It's
family pass
for
or?
underprivileged.
Yeah, the family
Family pass, yeah.
passes are 125,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, any other discussion? So we're going to pass this for $75 is what we,
But
any
we
other
don't-
discussion?
We don't know how many they want.
No, I can't remember. I think they got like 50 last time or something like that, I
It's
think
whatever-
is what they've got in the
whatever their
past.
budget is,
Whatever their
yeah.
budget is. I
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. That passes. Nancy, you're on board. Do we have next a budget amendment for Fund 310, Quarry House renovation?
The quarry house.
Put that mic down right by your mouth.
So when that project ended in
Hold the mic down, you're, yeah.
Thank you. So when that project.
Is the green light on?
Yes.
Okay.
Green light is when it ended in '23, that project, there was $14,639.49 that was not spent. That was not carried forward to '24 and then forward to '25. And so that amount was remaining. We have $9,942.82 in retainage that needs to be paid from that project. So that is, I'd like to have it approved to carry that forward from '23 to '25.
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the budget amendment for Fund 310, Quarry House renovation. Is there any discussion?
Does the city have a way of tracking these retainage fees that are set to be paid in the future when projects end? So that we don't accidentally
Well,
clear
they
the-
do now.
Okay.
Okay. And I think this was the one, right, that the company dissolved that did the
Yeah.
work?
Yes.
And so we had a lot of questions about how we pay them, but
And
we've
they
got that
did
all figured.
they did have fees that we had to pay to DOR, but that's all been cleared now, and this is the remainder. the
So we've got that one all
9,000.
straightened out, I think, now.
Yes, it's all straightened out. We got all the proper paperwork back from L&I and DOR and Employment Security, so we're allowed to release our retainage. Does that
Okay.
answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay,
Well,
all in favor? Did we
Aye.
already- Opposed? Oh, we already did that, didn't we? Thanks for playing along with me. I was just seeing if everybody was paying attention.
Right. Sure.
The next one is arts, grants for Arts WA. Motion to approve a budget amendment for grants, Arts WA.
Just that, so the contract for this had previously been approved, but I just need approval to add it to the budget, the 7,500 for the revenue and the expenditures. It's a net zero, so,
Make it so.
I'm sorry?
Make it so.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the budget amendment for the Arts WA grant. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. We're getting close already.
Almost done.
Last one is the Planning Commission appointment. I want to introduce Valerie Roberts. She was a candidate for position number 5, and as you heard earlier, she came highly recommended from the Planning Commission, and I was at the meeting and was very impressed with her resume. So do you want to speak and kind of tell us like you did at the other meeting, just so?
Sure, happy to. Hold on one second. There we go. Hi, it's nice to meet you all. I'm Valerie Roberts. I live in Tenino. I moved here about 3 years ago. I work for the City of Olympia. My job there is to work for their Parks Department, and I'm helping them rehabilitate their historic armory and turn it into an art center. I'm so excited.
Fabulous.
I think so too. It's a dream job. My background is in natural history museums, so a lot of what I like to do is make fun and engaging experiences for people to connect with each other in history and their natural world. You can see why we chose to live in Tenino, actually. There's a lot of connections to that. I love this town. I think it's great.
City.
The city.
Oh, yeah, you're in
Oh,
trouble.
thank you. Oh, no. Oh, I got lost a point there. I would love to bring my experience with the Planning Commission. I've been kind of planning this large-scale project at my work, and I've worked for cities, national parks, state parks, and natural history museums, and I want to kind of take my energy and my ability to thoughtfully plan and kind of add to the mix of Tenino and hopefully make a future. I also just want to mention I have a 3-year-old girl who's going to grow up here, so I think that's another one of the reasons why I wanted to join the Planning Commission, because I'd like to see her enjoy this town like I'm enjoying it.
Tell us,
City, sorry.
tell us about the flooring in that armory.
Oh,
I was
I'm
trying
happy
tell-
to.
I was trying to tell Dave that it's the ends of the boards that you're
Yes.
seeing. It's the
Yes.
the 2x4s like this. Yeah,
Yes.
Right, 2x4s, and it's the ends of the building. Of
Yes.
The boards you're seeing. They're not laid out horizontally. They're vertical.
Yes, it's
Hardest
an
thing I've ever
end grain stacked 2x4s of old growth pine. It's
Yeah.
the Olympia Armory is this beautiful art moderne building built in 1939, and you walk in, and like in most armories, you walk into a vestibule, and then there's a giant drill hall, and our drill hall is 10,000 square feet, and the whole floor is end cut wood.
Yeah, and cut.
So
the
it's
darndest
stacked
thing I've ever
vertically
seen.
2x4s, and I think it's about 18 inches deep. I can't imagine how heavy that floor
I
is.
don't.
It's
I
beautiful.
don't.
That's crazy.
I don't remember.
Yeah, and we actually, I just successfully got the building listed on the National Register, so that was
Oh,
my win for
wonderful.
this week. We got it protected, including the floor.
My great grandfather's brick kiln was on that spot.
Really?
I think if they dug down far
Amazing.
enough, they'd find old bricks that he.
That's so
yeah.
cool. That's
My
awesome.
great
But
grandfather.
before the armory was there, I'm guessing,
yeah,
and before
yeah.
the high school as well, maybe. Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't know.
I don't
but,
know.
you know,
That's so cool. I love it. No, it's a really wonderful project, and I've been really enjoying. I really like working with community and kind of making their visions come true, and it's been fun because that is a project that has been they've wanted it since 1989. Their Arts Commission asked for
Yeah.
a community arts center in 1989.
Well, it's
So-
a cool building. We
It's super
we did
cool.
a tour there a couple of years ago.
Oh, good. I have a last tour this Thursday. We're planning on going under construction, but if anyone wants to come and take a look, it's Thursday at
Yeah, it's
3:30.
really something. And Joyce Worrell, that owns the Ironworks downtown,
Oh, yeah.
she worked there.
Oh, really?
She
When they
was
the
in the,
National
well,
Guard?
she was a civilian employee for the National Guard,
Oh, nice.
and that was one of her assignments was working in that building. She showed me her office and where, yeah, it's really impressive.
I'll have to chat with her. That would be
Yeah,
really
you
great.
should. Yeah.
I grew up across the street from that.
You did
Yeah,
on the east side?
Look at all the connections.
Oh, on Quince.
Yes.
I love that neighborhood. It's so
Yeah.
cute down there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little. I hope those neighbors are okay with some loud music sometimes.
We used to crawl under the fence to play on the tanks.
Ooh.
Oh, boy.
I'm sure.
I mean, that would be
I
irresistible.
remember when it was an armory.
Actual armory.
I was gonna say, I remember when it was armory.
Yeah,
And the hill on that side was our sledding and cardboard.
I remember that too.
Oh yeah, the hills are perfect for sledding or tumbling, whatever you'd like to do. Yeah, absolutely.
They're probably not going to do that now.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd recommend tumbling down the hill, but we do keep it free of dog gifts and other things. It's still a good hill. Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions for
Any
her
questions? Yeah.
before we vote? I appreciate you stepping up and filling that spot. That's it's going to be great, and
Thank
I'm
you.
very
Thank
impressed
you.
with him.
Yeah,
I think
thank
you
you.
have a great
yeah,
base.
absolutely. And I'm happy to give more details about either my professional history or what I don't know, my hobbies, whatever you like.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay.
Guess not. Had
I
been
guess
moved and
not.
seconded to approve the appointment of Valerie Roberts to position number 5.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? There you go.
Awesome.
You're all
Thank you.
set.
Welcome.
I'll swear you in at the next meeting.
Huh?
I'll swear you in at the next
Ooh,
meeting.
I'm
Yes,
excited.
that's, yeah.
Sounds good. I'll have to
Yeah.
test my memory. So.
You'll have to remind him to swear you in, not swear at you.
No resolutions or ordinances. Last one is public comment number 2. Anybody have any public comment? Announcements, I'll give one last chance. Any other announcements? I know we've done. Hearing none, the meeting's adjourned. 15 minutes.
Non-debatable motion.
Now, where's that dirty rice?